Today, in Bad End Theater, we try to save the Overlord. We die. We hear the minions' plans. We're thrown into a jail. We die. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, the Lost Chevalier, and you're welcome back to Bad End Theater. Let's continue, shall we? Let us continue. I want to go for... No. Let us go for Dutiful, and let us go and see the Maiden. Let's see what happens. She's not going to be antisocial. She's not going to be a tyrant. This guy is going to be coward, not coward. Doesn't go disloyal, hungry. Wait, shouldn't you have another one? Like, let me see, the bad end. Dutiful. Don't they exact revenge against the hero? They die in the process. Trusting. Let me see this one. I need it to be... It's granted a day off. Good. And we... brings the maid into the castle. The underling gets him boy and upload to the throne the Overlord. The Overlord needs to be antisocial. This one needs to be obedient. This one needs to be trusting. So, obedient, trusting. Trusting, obedient, antisocial. That's how it needs to be. I need to day off. Day off. I polite. The maiden needs to be polite. Needs to be polite. So, we go in maiden polite, antisocial, obedient, trusting. Antisocial, obedient, trusting. Trusting, antisocial, obedient, and trusting. Let's go for the underling. Hello, underling. Let's go. She greets you and says she has a favor to ask. You consider your options. Gobble her up, hear her out. You are in a good mood today, and are rather curious about what the maiden has to say. Humans don't usually talk to you, so this is kind of exciting. You hadn't guessed it would even be possible to understand each other before now. The maiden is going on and on about some kind of destiny she's trying to fulfill. The bottom line, for what you gather, is that she wants to take her to the Overlord. Sounds like it could be interesting. Besides, you have nothing better to do. Satisfied with your day out, you take the maiden back to the castle and present her to the Overlord. They seem to be getting along just fine, so you decide it's about time for a nap. You don't get to sleep long, your friends wake you up rude. One of them is stepping on you pretty hard. You ask them what their deal is. They say they're planning a whole revolution. They are getting rid of the current Overlord and put a new ruler in place. They want to hear if you are in or out, and being a pretty lazy underling, you of course reply with, "That sounds like a lot of trouble. How about we just skip it instead?" Your friends question your loyalty to their cause. Okay, let's kill the Overlord. You tell them you were just joking, and clarify that you were totally into the win it. They say you were always terrible with jokes. Whether or not you actually feel like killing the Overlord, you know how bad it would end up on the wrong side of things. And if this assassination deal doesn't pan out, you can always pretend you were innocent all along. But beneath your shield of false confidence, you worry about what you are getting yourself dragged into. You follow your friends outside the castle to talk more about the plan. You're curious if they have any idea how they want to go about this. They figure they just lock her in a room and set it on fire. What a stupid plan. That could go wrong in so many ways. You realize your friends are just a bunch of directionless dogs, useless without someone guidance, your guidance. There will probably be casualties if you fuck her head on, and while showy deaths make a revolution a heck of a lot more fun, it's probably the wrong way to go. Your friends agree and suggest that you play the assassin. You really don't want it to come down to this. But you can't back down now. You will have to be the one to assassinate the Overlord. Besides, no one has any better ideas. You and your friends turn to notice the maiden from earlier has overheard your entire conversation. It'd be bad if you are if the Overlord finds out about this. Use the maiden for killing practice. Toss her in the dungeon. You and your friends seize the maiden and bring her to the dungeon under the castle. It's empty, save for the decorative skulls. They are only there to make it feel more spooky. The maiden is very upset. You leave her in the cell to continue scheming with your friends. But now a hero has arrived at the front gates. He's asking about a maiden, perhaps the very one you just locked up. The gatekeeper, who must have been seen everything, tells the hero exactly what happens. What an idiot, you think! Why give the hero an excuse to start slaughtering us? The hero yells, prepare to face justice and other such cliché hero lines, before driving his sword into the gatekeeper's torso. You're small compared to a lot of your friends, so you're able to slip away without getting caught up by the sword. You get to think, if this hero took down an overlord for you, everything might actually work out in your favor. You wait for things to die down before everything poke your head out. You spot the overlord and the hero lock in battle. They have worn each other down, making this very easy for you. Once an opening presents itself, you hit the back of the hero's head, knock him out. What are you doing? Couldn't you tell this was a duel? You don't respond. You have to carry out the assassination. You tackle her and rip her to shreds with your claws until she stops moving. You finish off the hero next. You can't let him revive and come back after you. Kind of a cheap victory, but it doesn't make any difference. Anyone who manages to survive comes crawling out of their hiding places. You are the new ruler of this castle. Your soul is out before you. You live in fear that one day they will betray you. But that's okay. Underling Lauren A. Okay, what will happen now if, for example... No, he was diplomatic from the beginning. Okay, I have reached this end. Interesting. Trusting. Something with the maiden will get us into that position. Okay, we're gonna see what that is about. But that's gonna be for a little while, because I need to go to eat. Let's continue. I'm back from my food. Okay, so we have a choice here. The maiden meets the overlord. She's antisocial. We are obedient. And the hero is trusting. So, this is trusting. I'm obedient. And this one is antisocial. Let's go. Okay, let's skip the thing that we already see. Shout for hero to come save you. We are obedient. It's very surprised that demons don't seem to be as malicious as you were raised to believe. The two of you returned to the village, hoping to communicate this to everyone. They had all been so worried and are very glad that the hero brought you back. You quickly set the record straight. You weren't rescued because that was nothing to be rescued for in the first place. The villagers seem confused and look to the hero for an explanation. He tells them he only ran into you on your way to the castle, and that this isn't really his story to tell. You explain today how you meet the Overlord, and that she's not actually interested in capturing maidens, or other mean things like that. The villagers look again to the hero for confirmation. You feel a little miffed that they seem to prefer his word over yours, but you don't say anything about it. The hero proclaims that he believes your story, but volunteers to go talk to the demons himself, just to make absolutely sure. The crowd breaks into hushed whispers. You hear words like trickery, a demon sympathizer being thrown around, which makes you frown. You are pretty shocked that everyone is this hesitant to believe you. Does the hero even trust you? You aren't sure anymore. An old man implores the hero to go speak with the Overlord immediately. He says you should be held prisoner and considered dangerous until the hero returns. Much to your disbelief, the crowd agrees with him. Because of course, if you were conspiring with the demons, they can't afford to let their guard down. The whole village will be slaughtered by monsters. The hero isn't saying anything. You will be tied up and tossed into a cell at this rate. If you're going to be held captive by anyone, it's going to be the Overlord, not your fellow countrymen. Grab the hero around, live on your own. If I live on my own, I'm going to burn to death. Let's just grab the hero and run. You boldly announce that you will accompany the hero to prove yourself. You'd rather risk what's out there instead of staying in a village that doesn't trust you. No one seems to know how to react. You grab the hero by the wrist and take off before anyone stopped you. But as you approach the castle, you notice something going terribly wrong. It appears to be on fire. Is the Overlord right? You have to be sure everyone's safe. You have already taken off before the hero can even think of stopping you. You scan the fleeing demons, but the Overlord isn't among them. Against your better judgment, you rush into the burning castle to find her. You quickly reach the Overlord's room, but the door is shut tight. The handle is too hot to touch. You are too weak to force it open. You pound your fists against the door helplessly. What were you thinking? This is all because you'd have forgotten your role. Only a hero could pull this kind of thing off. You start to cough. The smoke is so thick, you can hardly breathe. You realize you haven't got much time left now. You desperately head towards the stairs to save yourself. But the fire spread faster than you expected. You won't make it outside. You can't help but laugh. What a joke. A maiden saving the Overlord. If you'd just stayed true to your role, things would have ended like this. This is exactly the kind of punishment you deserve. You let the demon fire cleanse your rotten soul. Surface Maiden and A. Reset the stage. Let me see now. Okay, we have gone this way now. The mirror just to see the Overlord alone. Disloyal, something happens. Captor, something happens. I could go for those two endings now. So I need to leave everything as it is. Everything is going to happen. Okay, I'm going to be obedient. Obedient, he's going to be trusting. The man returns to see the Overlord alone. Let us do that. And this little guy needs to be disloyal. Disloyal. And captor. Well, actually there are two endings, aren't there? Yeah, one where he eats me, surely, and the other one where when he captures me. Let's go for the one that eats me first. So he doesn't need to be a captor. Let's go. And skip. Ask for a hero to come save you. Obey her, find the thing. Live on your own. You can prove yourself without anyone's help. You make a run to the Overlord's castle, leaving the hero behind. A suspicious group of demons stands just outside the entrance. They are talking about assassinating the Overlord. They immediately notice you overheard them. The underling you recognized from before is the first to do something about it. This is just the way it has to be. They suddenly attack you. In that moment, you regret having ever trusted the demons. You die instantly. Slaughtering Maiden end. Damn it. Reset the stage. And now let's go for Disloyal and Captor. Okay, everything of these. Introduce yourself to be polite. Obey her. Live on your own. They immediately notice you overheard them and decide to lock you in the dungeon before you can cause any trouble. You cry out, but the demons ignore your protest. You can't believe you escaped possibly being thrown in a cell back in your village, only to be tossed in this awful place. This is terrible. Who's going to keep those demons from harming the Overlord? You hope she can fend for herself. You sure can't. You hear the sounds of battle echoing through the halls outside. Did the hero follow you? If he's out there, your cries don't reach him. After a while, the violence seems to die down. It's impossible to tell what's happened. You continue to wait, but no one comes for you. Unable to escape, you rot in that cell. Imprisoned Maiden. End. Okay, so we have done... all of these bad endings are done. There is even one more over here. Disloyal. Something I don't have. Diplomatic, disloyal. There is something even here. There is something up here, though. He needs to be heroic. She needs to be antisocial or social. Doesn't matter. Dutiful and heroic. Trusting, disloyal and captor. Something happened with disloyal and captor. Interesting. But this is all the time I have for today. Thank you very much everyone for watching. I hope you had a blast. I was the Lost Chevalier, signing out. Bye bye.